Hello guys and welcome back to a new video. In today's video we are going to be learning how to use Photoshop. In this video I'll be covering the basics. For more advanced tutorials you could wait further or check out other tutorials from other channels. There are many out there. You could watch this. This will be a very beginner's guide. Okay, so let's get started. And before we create a new image, you could consider checking out my other channels as well. They are Gamium Gamers Gaming and Gamium Gamers. Okay, one is tech and the gaming channel is for gaming, of course. I live stream video games. You could check that out if you're into gaming. And you could check my other channel, Gamium Gamers, if you are into tech stuff. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. So over here you are greeted with this menu, which looks quite nice actually. So what you do is you either click this button, create new, or this create new button. Okay, we are going to create new. So here you have couple of options. Okay, the first things first, let's just change the height and width. I want it to be 4K, so 3840 by 2160. Okay, so resolution, that depends on how much sharpness you want. The resolution determines how much of detail should be there inside of each pixels. As you can see, pixels per inch. Okay, and the color mode is of course understood. RGB is red, green and blue. Grayscale is just black and white. CYMK is cyan, magenta, yellow and some other color. Okay, and bitmap is of course the old school type, and you have the option to select the color type, 8-bit, 16-bit or 32-bit. You'd usually want to go with 32 or 16-bit. There's really no point in going with 8-bit because it doesn't really take much space. It's just an image, right? Okay, so let's just create it. So enough of the customization, and the last thing we want to cover is the background contents. We could change it to white, black. Background color, we could select the color over here. Let's just make it somewhat, okay, let's say blue. Okay, very light blue. And if you go to advanced option, you can get this. I'd usually want it to leave it to sRGB, but some people want more color quality, so they go to Adobe RGB. Okay, pixels, you usually want to leave it to square. There's really no point in going to something else. Okay, so that's it for the options. So let's create the image. And now we have created an image. So as of right now, this is just an empty image with nothing much. There's absolutely no use of saving this image. So let's add something to it. The first basic tool is the rectangular select tool. You could select some part and to do whatever you want with it. It's totally up to you. It's loading something. Give it a sec to load. Just give it a second to load. It's doing something. Okay, so here we have the marquee tool. So now, yeah, this is the rectangular marquee tool. I don't know what it was doing at that time, but now we can continue. So now that we have selected this area, now Photoshop is going to allow you to paint only in this area. Okay, so let me just show you. If I go ahead and use my paintbrush tool, and if I start painting, nothing works, and only over here it allows me to paint. The reason being is that it selected only that area. So let's say we wanted to create a design wherein you want something to go only within this much area. This might be of some help. You have a couple of options as well over here. You have to right click, elliptical marquee tool, which allows you to select it like some what do you say, a round thing. So now we can just again go ahead and paint something. It would only allow us to paint over here, so that way you could create some pretty nice designs with it. Let's just create something which really stupid, doesn't matter. So we are done with that. There are other shapes as well. Single row is just like this. Single column, a single column I suspect, yeah, single column would be just horizontal row. Okay, like that. And the lasso tool is pretty important. We have to go into quite a bit of detail for the lasso tool. I'll tell you guys. So what the lasso tool does is it allows you to select anything free-handed, like this. So like this. So now what you could do is you could move the selection, and now okay, let's take a more real world application for this. Okay, let's say you wanted to make something free-handed. We'll assume that we have a touch device over here. Right now I'm not using the touch device. So let's assume we want to create some sort of artwork, and we want to erase only this much. Okay, so how you do it is you select it like this. You could move it and then use your eraser tool, of course. Okay, it's actually erasing the background color, but that's fine, at least you got to know how it works. So now we have created some pretty cool design over here. Okay, it might be a little bit stupid, but yeah, this is some real world application, I could say. Yeah, that's it for the lasso tool. Then if you right click, you have the polygonal lasso tool. It's just like you can just keep dragging so that you don't have any curved lines. With the regular lasso tool, it's like you have curved lines, but with this lasso tool you don't have any curved lines. So it works just like that. Okay, let me just go out of this thing. Yeah, first things first, let me just do this. And now with this lasso tool, let me just select this much. Yeah, and now if I go ahead and hit delete. Oh shit, I don't want to do anything. Okay, so now let's just go to our eraser tool. Okay, so we'll use the spot healing brush tool. What it does, it okay, it's not allowing in the 32-bit channel. No problem. We'll paint something and probably you want to fill only this much area. So what you want to do is you want to do this to your stuff. It's not really that good. I'm not really that good in painting, but that's fine. It's all nice. Just keep painting like this. Yeah, that's how you do it. And next, the crop tool is pretty self-explanatory. Now let's say that you created your image too big. You don't need so much. Let's say you only want the part with this weird goofy drawing that we made. So this is how you do it, like this. And then if you hit enter, you have cropped your image. That's it, that's the basics of it. And now this is the quick selection tool. There's nothing much about that. You could just keep on selecting, it's gonna just go along with the path. Nothing much to explain over there. And then to the magic wand tool, it's gonna select the places with the similar colors. So if I take a blue area, it's gonna select only the blue area which is touching it, like this. You can move the selection. Okay. Okay, crop tool, we went over that. I don't want to use that. Cancel. Don't crop. Okay, so let me just select in some random place so that we get out of the tool. And now the spot healing brush tool, I couldn't use that, sorry guys. So you could heal this area. So for example, over here, let's say if there's a pimple on some face, you could actually use that to remove it. I can't go over that, sorry for that. Brush tool, you already gone over that. The pencil tool, okay, we'll go over the color replacement tool. Okay, it's again the same problem. It's okay guys, um it's fine, we'll look into that later. And the eraser tool is of course for erasing, nothing much to explain. So select that, keep on erasing, and it's gonna keep on erasing your thing, and that's it, nothing to explain over there. And then this is the blur tool, this is just to blur your stuff. Or here there's absolutely no effect whatsoever, but if you have a different sort of image, you'll have an effect. So now if you guys want to create a gradient, the gradient tool would be an option for you. I'll show you what's a gradient, okay. I don't want to save this image, so let me just create one, and let me just go to 8-bit. Okay, I told there's absolutely no point, but sometimes you can't help it. You have to do it. So yeah, I'll just use the gradient tool and I'll show you. Just create like this, and it's white, that's why it happened like that, like this. So it's gonna fade the red, okay, towards this. So now you have a nice fading effect like this. And if you want, you could do something like this. Okay, then if you want, you could like create a new layer. Okay, or here you could create a new layer, and you could do you could add more. And now let's go to the text tool. This is all pretty self-explanatory, we don't really need much. Okay, this is quite simple, it's going to lighten the color, that's it, nothing much to explain. And the text tool, this is quite interesting actually. Now I'll take the text tool, and if I drag it over like this, I can select the font over here at the top. Let me just type in I am Saurav, just like that. And let me just change the size to, let's say, 80, and let it be capital. It's my name, so it should be capital, that's it. So just something like that. You could add some text, let's say trial text, and we should be done. And this is pretty self-explanatory. Path selection tool, like this, nothing much to explain over there. And the rectangle tool is gonna just draw you a rectangle. You could put fill stuff over here, just like that. Okay, ellipse tool if you want to draw like characters or something like that. And that's it. And this is the hand tool. Okay, it's not that useful, I really don't use it, I don't know the use of it. And this is the zoom tool. You could just like magnify in by clicking. Okay, so go back to 100% fit on screen. Okay guys, so that's it for the basic tutorial. I'll show you how to import stuff as well. Okay, so yeah, you could go ahead and import video frames to layers. That's pretty self-explanatory, nothing much over there. Okay, And you could open stuff as well. Just wait a minute, guys. You could open FBX files or 3D models. I'll show you, that's quite interesting. So FBX, where did it go? Oh my god, where's FBX? Okay, it does not support FBX, I think. Any other 3D model format? DAE. I have a few DAE files, so I'll open it. Think it should be there. Okay, so it's not over here. Think it is over here in game project files. I should have some. Yeah, maybe it's over here. Yeah, and I've imported it. Yeah, and now let it just load. Yeah, yes, of course, I like the 3D workspace. There's some problem with the model, I think, or else it should actually import. Yeah, it's imported over there. Yeah, it's over there. Okay, just wait a minute, guys. You just use your mouse and yeah, there is some issue over here. You could place 3D models like this and make your own image. There was some problem at that time. Okay, guys, so thanks for watching. Stay awesome, keep creating, comment, like, and subscribe. Consider checking out my other channels, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.